It's not often we see stallions race on for preparation after preparation, gaining a huge following before retiring to stud. Group 1 winning sprinter Pierrata is a rare exception, and he's joined for his first season at Aquis Farm's New South Wales base by another son of Pierro, the precocious Bellevue Hill.
A very, very exciting time for Aquis, and as everyone knows, we are a young operation. We've only been in existence since 2016, but to achieve so much with a young roster, and especially winning races like the Slipper with Fun and the Magic Millions a couple of times, it goes a long way for the boss and the investment of the Fung family. It's a great testament to what they do for the business.
And the stallions, well, they're still in the same sort of region, Murrurundi-Blandford region at Lincoln Farm, but so brilliant to see Pierrata. He was such a racetrack favourite. You know, this typical sort of horse, we don't see that often with the Entires, who raced on year after year.
Yeah, look, it's a very sturdy and a tough line of racehorses. You look at Sir Tristram, you look at Zabeel, you look at Londro, Octagonal, Pierro himself. They were not one-trick ponies. They all raced on, and they raced multiple times and won multiple races. And Pierrata is no different, and we are delighted to have him on start, and he's very, very popular.
But Pierrata's got a good leader.
He was precocious, and he trained on, and he won group races at 3, 4, 5, and just kept doing it. And it's a testament to Greg Hickman, who's managed the horse so well, and he's made sure that the horse keeps winning. And he was tough, he turned up, and he won on his day.
And here's a big win for Pierrata in the Sydney Stakes.
He won the Sydney Stakes. Now, that was a huge day. Of course, it was Everest Day, and it would have been really interesting if he'd run in that Everest.
Oh, he would have made it really interesting, I feel, because, you know, those two races were run right after each other, and same distance, same track conditions on the same day. And he ran a significantly faster time than Red Zell did, winning the Everest. So maybe some of the slot holders may have regretted their decision of not having him over what they picked. So he definitely would have made it interesting. But he turned up and he won his race.
Pierrata and Nick in front.
Look, it is a career-defining win, of course, but he's more than just a Group 1 winner. He's raced on, and he's won so many races along the way. But that's what Australian racing is all about. It's about the emotion. It's about ownership in a horse like that. It's about a trainer like Greg Hickman taking a big bunch of owners to the track and winning that ultimate Group 1. And that's what that horse was all about, and that's why people love this horse. He has a fabulous pedigree behind him, and if you look at him physically, he's a very strong horse, and I think he has that elegance of Pierro, but he gets that strength and then bulk from Flying Spur, and it was a really good mating when it was done. And he was bred, you know, at Kitchwin Hills, and what a year they have had producing stallions. They have produced even Dubious with their brand that stands for us in Queensland. So kudos to Mick and his team for doing such a fabulous job with these horses. He's an older horse, so he's letting down really quickly once he's been with us, and we took him to Magic Millions sale up there, and we had a stable next door, and we kept him there for inspection, and people loved him because he's masculine, he's very easy on his feet the way he moves, but more importantly, he has an incredible temperament, and that's what really defines a good stallion, because, you know, people see that and people want that in the progeny they breed. So no, he's a very easy horse on the eye.
Bellevue Hill beats Strasbourg.
You have another son of Pierro, Bellevue Hill. Now, this is your archetypal 2-year-old Pierro. You know, he was a champion 2-year-old himself, and, you know, he really throws to what Pierro was best at as a racehorse.
He's Pierro's best 2-year-old till date, and he's also Pierro's only group-winning 2-year-old colt. So absolutely, and I think because he's out of an Exceed and Excel mare, he gets that nice precocity and that lovely look to him too. So it's just a really good mix of genetics.
You obviously liked him enough, and you knew him all the way through, having bred him, to hang on to a leg of the horse, and now he's back with you.
Gaino was a good horse, better than anyone else. So when she bought the horse, we decided to stay in for a leg because she was adamant he would win a 2-year-old group race, and he did.
Well, he won the Black Opal Preview over the 1,000 metres. I mean, it was just such a dominant win that you can just see that raw precocity in any colt that can win by that margin anywhere.
He won by 5 lengths, and going away from them, he was really dominant in that win, and that was the start of his journey where we knew there was something special that we had.
Well, he was special. He won the Baillieu, or the Schweppervescence as it was known that year, the Group 3 for the 2-year-olds over the 1,400 metres. It was on a heavy 10 too. You know, he's a tough horse too to get through that.
And then he also had a terrific run in the Todman Stakes where he was beaten only half a length, and it was a record-breaking Todman Stakes behind Yes, 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 who eventually went out and won an Everest. And his 2-year-old time form rating of 116 is actually better than that of other horses like Bivouac, Yes, Yes, Yes himself, Trapeze Artist, The Autumn Sun, and Cosmic Force. So he was a proper 2-year-old. But what we've done different with him is we've structured some breeding rights in this horse that are really suited for breeders that want to capitalize on the investment in the first year itself, so they don't have to wait for the second or third year for the horse to make the money back. The way we've structured it, they can get out of the horse on the first year itself. And if anyone's interested, please call our team or myself, and we'd be more than happy to discuss it with you.
And I tell you what, Divine Profit, I've been seeing now for some time that 2-year-olds, the first runners, they've now just turned 2. But, you know, the pre-trainers, everyone seems to have a Divine Profit that they love.
And Casey Fogden, who does so much work for us in Queensland and is our main trainer up there, she absolutely loves Divine Profits. And it's just not her. It's also trainers that have Divine Profits like Team Hawks, who raced him, Anthony Friedman, Anthony Cummings, Chris Lees, Team McAvoy. They all have one in the stable and they all rave about them. So if the chat is true, they will run.
And Invader too, another young stallion. He's always been so stunning, that bright chestnut, and he's looking even better now.
I always tell people, he was born to just be a 2-year-old, and that's what he was. And his foals are exactly what this market loves. They're all short coupled, they're muscular, they're correct, and they're just in his mold. And if they don't run as 2-year-olds, nothing else can run as 2-year-olds. They're beautiful foals.
Spieth, you know, his weanlings, they're just absolutely gorgeous too.
They are athletic horses. They have good scope, plenty of leg underneath them, and that's what you want when you breed to a horse like him. And he stamps them. And breeders are absolutely in awe of his foal, especially his shareholders. And he has a big bunch of shareholders, and they've all supported the horse in the last couple of years, and they love what they see on the ground, and that's what they tell us.
And of course, last but not least, the very first foals of Brave, Smash and Santos coming.
Well, we are really excited to see them come in. They covered some really good mares last year. Not just client mares, but the Aquis mares that we support these young horses with. So it'd be really interesting to see what they throw, and if they throw to themselves, 90% of the battle's won.
Well, obviously it is hard for people to get to Lincoln Farm necessarily to see your stallions, so it's great being able to showcase them on Bred to Win. But you also did a wonderful job with the virtual stallion parade for New South Wales. It came together really well.
It really did, and what we thought was, it's a pity if people can't come to the farm, and naturally that's the times we live in, so we can't change that. But we thought if they can't get to us, we'll take the horses to them, and we will also do a similar parade for Victoria and Queensland, so stay tuned.
He's a wonderful colt, Pierrata.